So if you think about that as 12 a week, and you get paid $1,200, you do it for 50 weeks at 60K. So new leaders, we want to be getting to at 60K. Cool. Now some new leaders, the target is 10, so you don't have to do 12. So some of them won't quite hit the 12 and earn 60, they might earn more than 50. But the good ones will earn 70, 80K. And if they're earning 70, 80K, this means their standards are higher than 12 a week. They might be doing 15 a week, or 16, 17 a week, or on a bad week, 11, 12, 9, on a good week, 20, you know what I mean? So they're going to average probably 12 to 15. So those guys will, by default, they'll move from new leader through to sales leader and core leader anyway, because their sales are higher, therefore they'll earn more income. So this one's really like 60K plus as a new leader. That should be your standard, and it's just 12 sales per week is your consistent target you want to be hitting. Cool. The next one's sales coach, and the reason I'm not going to change this part here of income, this is, if you want to make your notes on here, this is all you, right? 100% you. Cool, this is you as well, but it's not 100% because you start getting a team incentive on top of that. So your team incentive average is about $200 a week. That's based on your team doing 40. The target's 35, but you're going to have weeks where your team does 45, 50 some weeks, weeks where you miss the target some weeks. So if you're doing $200 a week for 50 weeks, it's an extra 10 grand. Cool. So you've got 60 here, 10K here. Cool, and that's the team, right? This is you. So you're earning about 70K.
Like, have these numbers sort of, the targets dropped over the years, or has there just always been people that are always willing to help them and things like that?
Always the same. You mean like with the market?
Yeah, with the market.
Yeah, so I get this question a lot. You mean like right now the economy is not that good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the weird thing is, and I don't know why, because I would expect, as a business person, the same thing would happen where the market fluctuates, right? Because that's how it works. With sales, it's so important that the person buys into us, and as long as they buy into us, the influence on that decision is much smaller than you think. So when the economy is tougher, we often do better because people want to give more and help more, especially because of the nature of the work we do in charities is like that. With sometimes with things like HelloFresh, yeah, you could argue that it's not a necessary purchase, so it's a product. So if they're not excited by the product, then maybe they're going to buy less, or financially it might be a bit less involved. But to be honest, the people that's lives depend on spending depend on their income that much, they're probably not the people that are going to sign up anyway. And it's usually they'll help out because they either love us or they have a personal connection with the charity.
Yeah.
So it's weird, man. It doesn't affect it as much as your monthly. Yeah. And I've noticed this over we've been into a lot of cycles. Post-COVID, everyone was broke, and we just absolutely, when we got back out there, we blew up. It was crazy. That's why we grew so quickly.
Yeah.
I think everyone was just keen to meet people and talk to people and excited to get out of their little room, So
would it be not any different because we're in a recession right now?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying with Wiz. So right now we're in a recession. You'd think people would be less willing to donate and give and sign up, but it just depends on you really more than anything else. So it's just more of a mindset. Cool. So the team incentive is about 10K at a sales coach level. So you remember the criteria. We can go for that again, but it doesn't have to be now. But you need to have 2 people on your team, and your team needs to be doing 35 sales, and that's including your sales. So it's averaging about 12 per person, right? 12, and 12 is 36. So the target's 35 minimum. But you average usually about 40, and you earn, if you want to put here somewhere, it's just $5 per team sale. And it includes your sales as well. So whatever the team does in total, you get $5 a sale on top of your own pay. Cool. It's not $5 from the guys on your team. You're not stealing it off them. You just get paid an extra incentive there. Yeah. Yoink. So your income's usually about 70K at that level. Yep. On an average, team leader is $10 per team sale. Cool. And your income's about the same, 60. Now, if you're a high performer and you're averaging more than 12 anyway, then this is a pretty good way to increase your income. We'll get into that soon. So this is you here. If you're thinking about what's 10 out of 1, 7, about 40, 15, we'll say 15%. Here, 85% you. So what I want you to think about is the amount of income that you're receiving as being a portion of your own direct effort versus your own team management stuff. So at this level, it changes a lot. It's about 30K, 35K. So this is the part that for me was like I was like, if I make it there, I've made it, you know, like I want to really kind of crack that. So this is not to scale, my bad, but we've got 60K here, and we've got 35K here from the team. So we're pretty much a third, 2/3, right? So we've got 33%, 66%, 95K. Cool. And the last part there is MD. So what, as a managing director, it's really dependent on how well you run your business. But the main thing is really it's pretty much 100% team, because there's different ways you can run a business. So you see, you guys met Manny. Manny's in a phase where he doesn't really need extra team members. So he needs to help drive those team members to all perform higher. So he's actually getting hands-on. He's working in the field with those guys. So he's been out with Justin and the guys on road trip last week. So he's actually getting in the field every day and helping them build and grow and do better. So if your average is low, I'll come work with you. We'll both work together. We'll let him show you the habits and traits that you need to sell. And he just literally goes and proves his point. It's like a player coach, right? Yeah. Like the coach the coach thinks the team can have better standards, so he's just jumping on the court and fucking helping them win. Cool. So, but once he's done that for a few months, the team will lift. He won't need to be as hands-on. So then he's going to focus on building the back end, recruitment, and growing the team again. So, and he's doing that for me as well. He's helping you guys out. So Manny's actually doing that for me a little bit as well. I'm helping him with the recruitment side because I've done it for 15 years, so I'm pretty good at the recruitment side. So we're kind of like using each other's strengths. And it'd be silly for me to teach you guys sales skills in the field every day if I'm not doing that every day anymore, you know? If I was out in the field all the time, I'd be like, yeah, come with me, I'll show you how to do it. And I can do it again, it'll just take me a few weeks to get back into it. But I may as well play to my strengths, which is the office side, running meetings like this and recruitment and stuff like that. So we get the sales guys who are like on the topic hot to be able to teach you guys those skills. Sweet. As a business, it's all down to you managing that team. So you can make an income from your own field sales as well. You could include field sales. And a lot of guys in their first like 3 to 5 years of running a business will be in and out a little bit like Manny as they're kind of figuring it out. Cool? So they'll be helping the team as much as they can. And they can pay themselves, because it's their business, they can pay themselves as a salesperson as well, on top of their business income. I would expect as a managing director you're going to earn more than 150K. Sweet as. So as a business owner, it's really dependent on your own business. So the reason that we keep people kind of in this building, so we after COVID, we went from 40 to 100 guys in sales. We went from 2 businesses, me and Shane, to 5 companies. So we brought Manny, Nick, and Guy all through at the same time. Those 3 were like a big expansion together. So they were running their own large teams, and we were like, they were all at sort of between these levels. And we sat down, we're like, hey, if you guys seriously want to run a business, let's fucking commit, and we'll get you through there. And then after we're going to get you running a business, we're going to keep you still in here. So they're still under our wing, right? So Manny literally works side by side with me every day. And I'm like, how's things, how's business, blah, blah, blah. Hey, come on, man. All right, mate. How you doing? I'm good. Like, grab a seat over there, bro. Sit in the big seat. Maybe roll around a little bit closer to window so you can see that. So the reason we do that is because I don't want to like help someone become a managing director and then they go out on their own and then they kind of just get lost and fail or it doesn't work. So because I was there when I was a managing director, the guy who helped me set my business up went to the US, which I actually, to be fair, I wanted to do it myself. I was like, yeah, I'll figure it out. But it was pretty humbling because I didn't really know what I was doing, right? So it had some ups and downs. So we want to really help those guys succeed and kick on. And then after they've proven themselves for a couple of years and made the income that we needed them to make, to prove it, to make it worth it for them, then we're like, well, if you want to go to a different city or expand to a different product line or do whatever you want. So different country even, go to Australia. So those are options for the guys now. We'll start kicking on with the businesses. Cool. So that's kind of how that is set up. And for me, I was like,